Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing today? This is the Get Rid of That Junk Wellness Talk Show. It's not a real talk show, but it's more so, you know what I mean? I get to go in here and I get to go live and talk to a lot of people that I talk to. Hi, cousin. Hey, Ken. Yeah, I'm sorry about the background noise. My dogs, I forgot to lock them up, and I don't want to be rude and just go upstairs and lock them up. But anyway, they're gonna be tipper tapping and pipper pappering because I'm talking and they think somebody here. Hey Nate, how you doing? Hey Craig. Hey Ladybug. Hey Mickey. Hey Brooke. All right. Yes. What's up, superstar? Hey. So listen, so don't mind the tag. I am finna tell y'all some stuff that I've been going through, and don't mind my nails. They are beyond jacked up. But anyway, I had to be messy with the tag because I knew that's how I was gonna get some of y'all in here. But I am gonna share some stuff that has happened, give y'all some updates. Why I kind of had to go on a hiatus and everything, and why I'm back, how I'm back, how we doing, and all that good stuff. But there are some topics that I want to cover just so that way I'm being transparent in my conversation. This isn't just me venting or anything like that. There's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. For those of you that used to go to church back in the day, years ago, I know a lot of us have kind of taken a step back from the church life. Hey, oh, my homeboy B, what's going on? Luana, how you doing? Kristen, how you doing? Tyrone, how you doing? But back in the day, and Fred Hammond talked about it in his album, testimony service. We used to have testimony service at church. You know what I mean? Hey, Miss, hey, I'm about to call you Miss Mona. Hey, Miss Lisa. Hey, Tavette. But there's they used to have testimony service at church, you know what I mean? And it used to be extensive, and it used to be, you got some people that would get on the mic and would not stop. Hey, Uncle Vince. And so, you go to church, and then they got the time dedicated to testimony service, and you got folks that grab the mic and, all right, no problem. They get the mic and they get to talking, and they got to tell you about everything that went on, when they was, what went on in the week, how the devil tried them, how the devil tested them, all that good stuff. Hey, cousin Reese, and all that good stuff. And so, we take testimonies. We don't really take them serious, or we don't utilize them like we're supposed to, because I think people took it maybe too far when we were younger and things like that. And so I do want to kind of talk about, so that's my whole reason for wanting to have this conversation with you guys today, just to kind of piggyback on, my reason for this whole unplug and rewire. I think it's important to convey the message, but also share a little bit of experience so you guys understand where I'm coming from and why wellness is so important. And so I have a testimony, I've been going through a lot. And I haven't really disclosed a lot of information to a lot of people because I've been trying to keep my energy in check. I've been trying to keep my head level. I can't be telling you guys, you know what I mean, that no matter what you go through, you got to this, that, and the third. And I'm not practicing the same thing, but I am also human. And, so, of course, I had times when I was like, breaking down in the middle of what I was going through, because these are some things that I've never experienced in my adult life. As a kid, yes. I was very resilient how did I deal with this as a kid, and I'm struggling as an adult. But yeah, in my adult life, I've experienced some things in the last 3 months that I have not experienced in my adult life at all. And it was just like everything was hitting me at one time, so it's been very difficult. But this is important for me to talk to you guys about, because it is the 17th of December. We are 14 days away from the new year. And the biggest thing that I realized in coaching folks and trying to make sure that I keep a stable mind in everything that I have going on is the mind, the mental state. When you got your mind in check, listen, you can make it through anything. You can make it through anything. And as long as the universe, that you can tell when a person is serious about what they want out of life and what they're trying to do, and you can tell the transparency and who they are. You know what I mean? That they're really strong. That they, you know what I mean? When they can really, really stand true to what they say and what they believe in, everything. When you're going through that hard time. And the beautiful thing about hard times and growing out of that is that is where your growth moments are. And it sucks to say that, because it's like, I know I need to be in a better place. I want to try to develop some patience. I want to be in a better place. But for every better place that you grow to, you got to get broken down in some ways. And that's the y'all gonna have to bear with me, because I know I'm gonna break down a couple times on this live, because listen, y'all, the setback that I had, when I say it was hard, it was really, really hard. And so to be where I'm at right now, I'm still, singing his praises. So y'all gonna have to bear with me. Y'all gonna really, really have to bear with me. I want to make sure I'm keeping up with everybody. So anyway, number one, belief system. I know everybody is kind of pulling out the church, and you know what I mean? And I'm pretty, with everything that we've been learning about, Black history and what the churches are doing, and where we're going when it comes down to, how to have this walk in life. The belief system is wavering. It's definitely wavering, and I feel bad. And all I can do is just pray and just ask that God reveal whatever it is that you all need in your life. You know what I mean? Because you got to have a belief system. I don't care what it is. I can't tell you what to believe in. It's whatever you've been exposed to. If that's where your heart goes, follow it. You know what I mean? I can't tell you what to believe in. I'm just saying that you have to believe in something. You got to believe in something. So your belief system is very, very important. The universe, it's important to be, the reason why you have to have that belief system is you need to be accountable. You need to be held accountable. And when I say be held accountable, I mean, like, you need to have a value system in place. You need to have something that's going to keep you in line. You need to have something that, you know what I mean? I got big dreams. I have big dreams, you guys. And so God ain't through with me yet. Although I'm sitting at the top of the mountain right now, I know I'm finna go through another valley. I don't know when that is. I can wait on that. But I know it's coming. And I truly thank God for being able to go through this situation that I've been through. But it's very, very important that you have a belief system. Like I said, I don't care what that is. And you got to be held accountable in some kind of way. And so, the thing that keeps me accountable is my why. You know what I mean? I really want to understand, how the universe wants me to move, how God wants me to move. I grew up in the church. I've always called myself to be a religious person until I've been put in a position where I had to rely on my faith. And then, my grandmother made a good point, and I don't mind sharing this. You know what I mean? My grandmother made a good point. I have anxiety really, really bad, but I refute medication. I won't take medicine for it. I'll do natural things to calm myself. But I have anxiety really bad. And my grandmother, a couple times I'll call her, you know what I mean? Because I can't catch my breath. I'm sweating and I'm trying to figure out how to gain control. And the first thing that she would say is, you think you're a Christian. You think you know God, but you wouldn't be having a panic attack right now if you did. Because the thing is you're a control freak and you're not in control. You're not in control. So because you're not in control, you don't know what to do. So you freaking out. And in those times, if you really believed in God, when you don't have control, you don't have an issue relinquishing that trust. You know what I mean? And so, this was about 2 or 3 years ago when we had this conversation. And so I wanted to really, really understand, because I started realizing, like, she's right. Like, I don't. And so I had to, at that time, I wasn't using these terms, but I had to unplug and I had to rewire my brain. And by doing that, I had to lose my religion. I had to lose the definition that was given to me of who God was, who Jesus was, what this whole spiritual life was all about. I had to let all that go, and I had to learn all this stuff on my own. And I had to go through some experiences where, things such as, paying my tithes when I got an electric bill due and I ain't got the money. It's like, man, you better come through. You know what I mean? Where other times I would be like, God is real, but me and him having a real conversation, like, okay, so we've established the fact that maybe I really didn't have faith. You know what I mean? And so I don't want to get on a tangent about that. But anyway, over the last couple of years, I have been doing certain things to make sure that I am in my heart knowing that I do have something that I believe in, that I practice, as often as possible. And so at such a time as this, you know, I have a wellness business that is doing amazingly well. There's a lot of people that trust me. There's a lot of people that trust what I do. There's a lot of people that trust what I say. And, you know, and I'm asking God to expand my territory. I don't want people to just listen to me. I want people to invest in me. I want people to, you know what I mean? I have big dreams. There's big things that I really want to do. And so in August, I stepped out on faith. Y'all bear with me. In August, I stepped out on faith and I moved down here to Florida from Arkansas. And before then, I started studying the laws of attraction. And I'm pretty sure y'all know when I learned some stuff, I be talking about it all the time. And I'm just like, y'all, guess what? But, you know, I started studying the laws of attraction and trying to understand what that means. What does it mean when people say that, you know, you are in control of you are the master of your fate, you control your destiny? And it's like, how? What does that mean? What does that mean? And so, you know, I started understanding what it means when the universe, when it shifts. I started understanding what it means to, you know, why do we have to shun people, and how do we bring them near? How do we learn how to, you know what I mean? And so me being a spiritual healer, me being a wellness coach, me being the person that I am when it comes down to, you know, trying to help people to better their lives, I do have to protect myself. But because I know that I also have a protection of shield around me, and I meditate and I eat clean and I can detect, you know what I mean? I can feel it. You can feel it. But sometimes we just ignore that. When, you know, when negative energy comes around us, sometimes we just like, for some reason, I don't feel well. I don't feel good. I don't, you know, whatever. And we're not recognizing that we are coming in connection with someone who is dimming our light. Their energy is deflecting onto us. And, you know, you need to know what to do in those situations. So I thank God that, you know what I mean, that was introduced to me. But as that was being introduced to me, it was also teaching me that, you know, that big picture that we see rotating on Facebook that says, no, bigger. And then it's dash God. It's God saying, no, go bigger. And the thing is that I'm like, I want to go as big as I can. But what does that mean? Like, go bigger and what? You know what I mean? Because I don't have no money, and then it was like, that's the problem. The how. You constantly worrying about the how. And I'm just like, well, I mean, the Bible scripture also says faith without works is dead. Abraham Hicks, no. No, if you shoot me some information on Abraham Hicks, I don't know who that is. But you know, the how, and I'm just like, okay, I don't have the money for this. I want to make moves, but I can't do this, you know? And so I had to really learn how to let go of the how. And that was a little hard for me. At first. But when I started realizing that my way wasn't working and that I needed to try something different, it was just kind of like, okay, why not? What do I have? Like, I'm a risk taker at the end of the day. I'm not afraid of anything. That's why I make the moves that I make. And I want to encourage you all to do the same, but I want you to know what backs me and what grounds I stand on, what foundations I've built for myself in order for me to take the leaps of faith that I do. And so anyway, I stepped out on faith. And I grinded my behind off. And, you know, sorry, about to say something I wasn't supposed to say. But anyway, I did what I was able to do to get to Florida. And so there was literally nothing standing in my way. I had no money. I had nothing, but God made it happen. I was just like, I'm not in a good position. There's a blockage happening. Emotionally, I'm not doing well. Mentally, I'm not doing well. I need to be in a better place. And so God made it happen. The universe shifted and made some things happen, and I was on my way to Florida. I didn't know I was coming to Florida. I just kind of asked. You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, you have not because you ask not. You know, if you got questions and you need answers, ask. You know what I mean? And be so deep in faith in God and in the universe that you're going to get the answer. You know what I mean? As long as you are, like I've always saying, whenever you're trying to connect with the universe, make sure that you are in high spirits. Make sure that you're being good to people. Make sure that you're always being a giver, you know, and you're giving with a joyful heart at all times in everything that you do. But anyway, I didn't know what to do. And I just said, God, whatever you want me to do next, let me know. And literally that night I got a phone call, and it was dropped in my spirit, Florida. And it was just like, Florida? So I got to move. I need to move. I need to go visit. Like, what I need to do. You know what I mean? And within no time, the answer started revealing itself to me. It was just like, you need to go to Florida. And it was just like, we're going to Florida. So, you know, I'm not a person that wastes time. When it's something I really want to do, I'm on it, and it's going to happen. So anyway, that happened first week of June. I was in a U-Haul truck with my house packed up. My house is now rented. It was rented. Literally, we did a swap, and I was on my way within 2.5 months. I just, no money, no nothing. It was just like, let's do it. I loved when you spoke on the disconnect part, and I did a little disconnecting, and I felt the movement in my spiritual when it, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to pull away, because you got so many people trying to pour into you. Like right now, I'm sharing my experiences and everything, but it doesn't mean that I'm telling you to do what I did. It just means you know, maybe if you don't have any principles or anything to stand on, or you're lost in your faith or whatever, and hopefully I'm saying something to encourage you to start looking for answers yourself. So yeah, you do need to unplug from certain things that may be guiding you in the wrong ways. Surrender to the plan God has for your life. It can be scary, but fruitful when following the leading of the Holy Spirit by faith. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to share my experience. So anyway, I got down here to Florida. Now, mind you, some of you guys know I went through a divorce about 3 years ago, and very, very spoiled young lady, a little on the bougie side. And so it times did get hard. Times got hard. I got behind on bills. I was trying to make stuff happen, and it was just like not too long after all that went on. I miss you too, buddy. And then I lost my job. Then I stepped out on faith again, and I was just like, start the business. Let's do it. You know what I mean? So it was just like one jump after another jump after another jump after another jump. And I had no idea what I was doing. And you know what I mean? Wasn't really seeking too much help from people. I was just like, I just pray to God that, you know what I mean, that it's working. And so anyway, leading up to moving down here, all that stuff caught up to me. So, you know, I talked about this a couple months ago, boomerang, what you put out in the universe will come back. You know what I mean? And so being negligent on your bills or whatever the case, even though you're in good spirits and everything, just understand that when that stuff comes back, you just got to be strong enough to say, all right, you know, although I was in a bad position, this is coming back. I got to deal with it. It is what it is. So anyway, got down here. Now, mind you, I don't have no family down here. I got like a handful of friends. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. I literally came down here. I had a house, so that way I made sure that as soon as me, the U-Haul truck, and my dogs pulled in, we could just go ahead and unload into a home. So I didn't have to stay with nobody. I had to get no hotel or anything. And that's how I wanted the transition to be that smooth. So anyway, I got down here, moved into the house and everything. And about a month later, my car got repossessed. Woo! Car got repossessed. And I was just that is the most, if anybody has ever experienced that in your life, that is the most violating feeling. Whew! I was asleep, and all I heard car door slam. I seen a red light, and then dude must have, I don't know what happened. Someone told me to take my pistol out the car, take some stuff out the car, but I just heard wheels peel off, and when I opened up the window, I saw my car going down the street on the back of a tow truck. So of course I wasn't finna go down here and be like, you know, oh y'all, guess what happened to the wellness coach? Oh Lord. I was so embarrassed. I was hurt. I was lost. I was pissed. I was confused. I was frustrated. I was just like, God, if I was not supposed to come to Florida, this was not the time for you to pull this on me. This was not the time for that. And so I kind of freaked out. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, real quick, because of the things that I've been learning and the things that I've been, you know, trying to put into practice, I kind of had to take a step back and take a breath and just say, okay. That was God sitting set in front of you to fall in line with the strong feeling in your heart. Yeah. At the time, I didn't understand that, but it didn't take me long. Like I said, I kind of just snapped back into, you know what I mean, the position I needed to be in. And I just started meditating. I said, okay, all right. You told me to come down here, and I'm here. And I know you're not finna do me like this and leave me hanging, because I need to work. I got to work. I can't be without a car. And so I was very diligent about getting another vehicle. So I got another vehicle within 2 days, 3 days. And we'll talk about that. But anyway, 2-3 days I had another vehicle. I think I posted the GMC Terrain. And I was excited about that, and I was like, "Thank you, God. Okay, we got to get back to work. Let's make things happen. Let's go, right?" So, Heaven, you over where? Who? I don't even know who this. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm gonna have to look and see because we haven't talked in a while now. I have no idea who I'm talking to. But anyway, what am I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, so I get the car, right? And I'm excited, and now I'm back on the road, and I'm trying to figure out how to make things work. I got an SUV, and I'm like, okay, cool. We good. We ain't even missing a beat. I can go do these boot camps. Let's get it. About 3 days later, the car wouldn't start. And I just sat there and I kept trying to start it, and I'm like, what? What's happening? So I just kind of looked. I sat there with the door open, and I bust out laughing. And I said, this ain't nothing but the devil. This ain't nothing but the devil. And the devil is trying, because with the laws of attraction, like I told you guys, even in the midst of controversy, in the midst of opposition, in the midst of everything, you still have to maintain a good heart. You still have to walk in light. You still have to walk in love. So I'm frustrated because I'm like, okay, I thought I learned my lesson by getting the car taken away. What am I missing now? So, I popped the trunk. I'm trying to do some work. I'm on the phone with a friend trying to help me figure some stuff out. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Baron. Hey, Miss Lisa. And I'm trying to figure some stuff out. Meanwhile, I got people just driving by. I'm a female. I don't look like I work on cars. And I got people just driving by. Ain't honk, ain't stop. Ma'am, you okay? You need some help with anything? You need a jump? Nothing. And I'm just like, clearly y'all can tell I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to look around and see what I can figure out. Maybe the battery came detached. I don't know. That's the some things I was trying to figure out, couldn't figure out. But anyway, I called AAA. They came, gave me a jump, took the thing off, went to start the truck, and it cut off again. So I'm like, okay, I gotta take it back to CarMax. I don't have time for this because I got things to do. So take it back to CarMax. And then while they had the car, I got a phone call saying that I couldn't get the car back because the bank decided not to follow through with the loan. I didn't know what to do at that point. I was like, clearly I can't keep y'all's rental. I can't. They got the car. I didn't know what to do. So I just sat there and I cried. I ain't gonna lie. I cried my eyes out, and I was just like, I am not in a place where I could just be without a vehicle. And so I did what people do when they get stressed and frustrated and pissed off, and you know what I mean? And so it took me about a week. I was without a vehicle again, and I ended up getting another I got a Jeep Cherokee that I love so much. But the engine light is on, but we're going to get that taken care of because I got a warranty that came with, it wasn't that much, but thank the Lord I was able to get a warranty so I can go get that taken care of. But anyway, I got a vehicle, the other vehicle that I had. What I didn't look at, instead of saying, why is this happening to me? I was just like, it was a lemon. It was a lemon. And eventually I wouldn't have been under, they got the 3-day guarantee where you bring the vehicle back if something's wrong with it or whatever the case may be. So although the bank took it back, at the end of the day, it was a lemon. I would have been up the creek with no paddle again, in the future or whatever the case may be. So I just had to look at it differently than how I was starting to. The devil was already on my mind, like, you finna fail. You finna fail hard down here, for real. And I was just like, stay on track, be in good spirits, have a positive mind, continue to give, continue to be positive, and continue to have faith, right? Hanging on by a thread. And so I had some money that was coming in, and I needed to put down a down payment for the vehicle that I wanted. And so what had happened was, for the Jeep that I got, I put a down payment on it, and the money that I was waiting on didn't show up. So when the rent came due, I couldn't pay my rent. And so I'm freaking out, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? But either way, I had started the paper route here. And so I needed a vehicle so that way I could work, so I could start making some money, so I could do more than, you know what I mean, until I got on my feet, because I just got here. So week go by, 2 weeks go by. Florida is an at-will state like Arkansas is. Yeah, it is. Now, nobody had no idea what I had going on, but you know, I because I literally was trying to be positive, and I wanted to keep the faith. And it wasn't that I was trying to. Yes, you should move in silence in certain circumstances, but I had to protect my in that moment, because what I was going through, I had to be strong. I had to be strong in ways that I have not had to dig deep and find that type of strength in a long time. And so I had to keep everybody out my mind, and I just had to be strong. And you know, in 2.5 weeks later on the rent, and I got an eviction notice. What? Then I mean, like anybody would think, you know, as long as I can pay this before the month is up, and then, you know, of course I got my disability coming in, so I'm gonna cover the rent on the first. I'm gonna be straight, and then the money from the newspaper route gonna be coming in, and I'm making money on my business. I'm cool. The repossession just kind of threw me off a little bit, but it turned into a whole domino effect. And so with the eviction coming in, I really started to lose it a little bit. You know what I mean? Now at this point, I'm like, oh no. I got a house full of stuff. I got dogs. I have a business. I have things to do. Like, this is not, and no shade to anybody, but you know, I don't have the type of family where I could be like, yo, bruh, let me hold 5 G's so I can, till I get straight. Yo, can I come and, you know what I mean? Like, we all trying to make it. You know what I mean? I don't have that kind of family. I don't have you know what I mean? I ain't got friends in high places where I could be like, so I need you to, you know what I mean? So literally, I couldn't even take 5 minutes to just have a pity party. I had to just be strong, stay focused, and figure it out. And because I did not want to fall into the position of doubting God, because what happens with the laws of attraction is when your energy, I only got one nail on this whole hand. The goal is to keep your energy as high as you can and your frequency as high as you can, so you can stay in communication with the universe and with God. And so as long as you're showing proof because they feel your heart. If your mind, you saying, I believe you, God, but in your heart, you freaking out, you got fear sits here. Everything that you feel, it translates to your mind. And so if you saying out your mouth, because your brain is saying, say this, but your body, yeah, I have to testify on the goodness of God. I have to testify. But the thing is, you know, I had to make sure that my emotions were in check. I had to make sure that my mind was in check. I put this on everything. I love y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm serious. And I'm not saying that there wasn't a couple times where I took a step back and I didn't break down. I didn't melt down or whatever. But literally, once I was able to regain composure, okay, God, me and you, let's get it. Let's do this. What you want me to do, what you need me to do. And so then I started getting all these ideas. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Or you can do this, you can do that. I came up with a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. People with anxiety, we ain't got time. We like to be in control. So I was just like, let me get on the horn with a couple people. Let me figure some things out. And a part of me was like, you know what? Just pay the fee, pay the rent. And, you know, do what you can to try to stay in the house, because you have nowhere to go. You have nowhere to go. I have a family living in my house in Arkansas. I'm not going to put them out just so I can be okay. That ain't right. You know what I mean? So I just had to figure it out. So I started trying to make plans and trying to figure things out. And I did the scariest thing that I've never done. Like I said, I do have control issues. I'm not going to lie. But because I'm trying to be a woman of faith, and I'm trying to be a woman of transparency, and I got big dreams and I got big goals, and I really, really, really want to walk in faith. It's a daily walk. It's that you're learning things daily, and I want to continue to elevate, and I want to continue to grow. My spiritual channel stays clean. Like I told you guys last week, you know, take your herbs and try to detox as much as you can and keep your spiritual channel clean, because in that moment, had I not been doing what I needed to do and my mind wasn't clear, I wouldn't have been able to communicate with Christ. I wouldn't have been able to, you know, when I'm regaining my composure, being able to stay in control, I wouldn't have been able to do that. But because my mind was clear, I was able to keep my heart clear. I was able to keep my spiritual channel clear, and I'm able to communicate with God. And that came from earlier this year, me learning how to unplug. Thank you, sis. Me learning how to unplug and rewire my brain so I can rely on the bigger spiritual beings out there that's the ones that's really in control. You know what I'm saying? And so what I didn't realize was happening, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and what I didn't realize was happening is all that stuff was happening to me because the universe had to shift. The universe was shifting in my favor. And so some things had to happen. Some things had to happen in order for me to be in a better position, in order for me to have the things that I'm supposed to have. I lived in a house. It was nice, but not nice. All right. And so the vehicle that I lost, I was upside down on it. It was a hot mess. So although I lost the car, the car payment was extremely high. And now I'm in something that I can afford. You know what I mean? I can put money elsewhere. I just had to look at this completely different. You know what I mean? When you go through a divorce or you go through something drastic in your life, you're going to lose a little bit so you can gain. And you just have to figure it out. You know what I mean? And I wasn't as strong then as I am now. And so the universe had to shift. I had to go through these experiences just so I could gain my spiritual muscles. You know what I mean? Sorry, y'all. And so at the last minute, because it just didn't feel right in my spirit that I was supposed to just up and leave Florida. I was headed to Atlanta. I was gonna put my stuff in storage, and I took my dogs to the Humane Society, and I sat out there and I cried my eyes out, y'all, because these are my babies. Those of y'all that have been following me forever, like I've had them since they come out their mama's womb. You know what I mean? And so I sat outside the Humane Society and I just cried and cried and cried and cried. And I mean, I cried so hard, like somebody died. And I'm just looking at them and they looking at me, and they knew something was wrong because they was acting crazy. When I started like wailing, I don't know what that's all about. So when I'm like wailing in the car, they looking at me and they're just like, something's wrong. And this is how I know my babies, like, they love me with all their heart, because they literally started coming up on me and leaning, you know, kind of leaning on my shoulder and leaning on the armrest. And they was just quiet and they were calm. And it was like they wanted me to know they was there. So I love my babies. I love my dogs. Stress me out, get on my nerves, but I love them because in times when I'm not doing so well, it's like they feel my spirit and they know, they just come around and they like, okay, we got to stop playing. Let's just lay down and chill and let her do what she need to do. But they like cuddle around me. And so it was a very, very, very hard. Okay. These last 2 weeks have been the hardest. And so last week, all this stuff was going on last week, when I was getting up to that point to where I had to be out of the house. And I've seen where people have come in and thrown people's stuff out in the street. And I really wanted to avoid that. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'll fight the cops then. I think I'm gonna have to act crazy then, because that's embarrassing. You know what I mean? And so I didn't want that to happen. So I was very, very diligent about making sure that I got my stuff out the house, and whatever I was gonna do next, I just wanted my stuff to be gone. You know what I mean? And tried to come up with every resolution I could with my dogs and everything. And so like I said, at that point, I was just like, I'm just going to go home. I'm going to go to Atlanta and I'm done. I just need a minute. Junkyard Fitness going to have to hold on. I just need a minute to breathe. And so in my heart, I didn't feel right. You know, talking about leaving, I didn't feel right doing with what I was getting ready to do. It was like everything in me was saying, just sit down and shut up and just listen. And, you know, I'm like, am I convincing myself that the spirit is talking to me, or is the spirit really trying to talk to me? Like, because right now I don't know what to do at this point, and I refuse. You know what I mean? I refuse. I dream too big. I got a big heart. I do everything for everybody. Like, I can't be losing like this. Like, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? And so I was like, all right, you know what? You're right. I ain't got nothing else to lose. You right. I have nothing else to lose. And so I just I didn't do nothing. I didn't get online. I didn't look for no apartment. I didn't look for no house. I didn't do nothing. I didn't call. I didn't answer the phone when nobody called me about an apartment. I didn't do nothing. I literally just sat back, and every now and then, of course, tears would fall and everything, but I was still trying to just be strong. And I started listening to my gospel music. I started listening to more of my inspirational videos, and I just had to keep, you know, remembering why it's important to keep the faith. I had to keep remembering why it's important to keep a steady head. I had to keep remembering. It's just like, get on, start talking to your folks, start checking on your clients, you know, do something positive that makes you feel good, because when you feel good, as long as you feel good, you can continue to walk in light and love. So I just kept doing stuff that was making me feel good. And when it was time for me to be still and be quiet, I was quiet and I was still. And so then last Thursday, I'm just going to give you all the date. What is this? Wednesday. No, I was moving last week. Oh, shoot. It's already been a week and a half. Sorry, y'all, 2 weeks ago, first week of December, that Thursday, I sat in the house. I ain't have not one box packed. And I just said straight up, I said, all right, my spirit didn't feel good about me going to Atlanta. I can't go to Arkansas because my house is occupied. I was thinking about going to North Carolina. That didn't feel right. Wanted to go to Texas. That didn't feel right. So I said, God, you are going to have to give me a big sign. Like, don't whisper to me. Don't have nobody knock on my door, tap on my door. I need a big sign, and I need it to be loud. I need you to talk to me. I need you to tell me something. And at that point, it was just like, I don't want to be in control. Whatever you want me to do, I don't care what it is. You want me to go to New York? I don't know nobody up there, but I ain't know nobody down here either. I'm going to New York. But I need you to tell me what you want me to do. Whatever it is, your will be done. Your will be done. Like, you already, because God already knows the desires of my heart. I tell it to him all the time. He already knows I want to be a millionaire. He already knows I want a nonprofit where I'm helping kids. He already knows I want a prosperous wellness business. He already knows I just want to help people for a living. He already knows the desires of my heart. He already knows what I want. I want a ranch house. I want horses. He knows everything that I want because I tell it to him. I write it down. It's on my vision board. He already know what I want. So all I got to do is just take a step back and let the universe align and do what they're supposed to do. So that way, and all I got to do is just walk. And for the first time in my life, that's exactly what I did. And I said, as soon as you send me this sign, I'm walking exactly where you want me to go. And literally right after I had that conversation, about an hour later, I got an email. I got an email for a job here working. I always say how much I don't want to work for nobody. I don't want no job. But there's certain jobs that I will take. There's certain jobs that I will do because I love to teach. You put me in front of people. I love to teach. I love programming. There's certain things I love to do. I'll do it. For little to nothing, I'll do it. But there was a job that I had been wanting when I was in Hawaii. Every now and then I would look for it when I was in Arkansas. And they emailed me last week and told me that they needed a spot filled right here at McDill. And I was just like, so you want me to stay in Florida? And so I don't really know what's supposed to be here for me, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to hate this place. And I'm like, Florida's supposed to be the Sunshine State. I hate it here. You know what I mean? But he made some things work, and so I just the lady, she emailed me and she said, hey, do you have time to do an interview within the next couple of days? I said, we can interview first thing in the morning. She said, okay. So we scheduled the interview for 8 o'clock the next morning, and 5 minutes, she was just like, I really, really feel good about you. And she said, I have more questions. She was like, but I was like, well, wait a minute. Let me let you know what I got going on. So I was completely transparent, because first of all, I don't got time to play. Like either I'm staying here or I'm not. What we doing? So I told her straight up what I had going on. She was like, well, what I got to do to get you to stay in Florida? I said, I need an offer letter ASAP so I can go find me another house so these people know that I got some more income on top of my disability and my business. And you know what I mean? I can get me a house. And she was like, well, we got to get off the phone so I can go make this happen. And I said, well, do what you got to do and call me back. So we got off the phone, and literally in 10 minutes, the offer letter was in my email. I got another offer letter for another job that I interviewed for. It's a part-time job, and I accepted both positions. Both of them are teaching, and they're both at different times where I can do both and still have plenty of time to run my business. Most times I'll be working from home. Thank you, Jesus, and still be able to run my business. And I just kind of sat back and looked at my computer like, and that's how I know it was a test, because there's no way in the world that all that stuff was happening like boom, 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 boom. And all I had to do was just take a step back and let God do what he needed to do, and then just walk in it. Like that was all I had to do. And so you got to have a belief system, and you got to have something that holds you accountable. You got to be willing to step out on faith. The house that I'm in, I'm not buying it, I'm renting it. But it's a brand new house. They just built this house. It's a brand new house. Granite top. I got 2 living rooms. I'm in one of them. The office is over there. 4 bedrooms. I know. And the thing is, let me tell y'all something. Yes, I got a 2-story, 4-bedroom, 2-car garage, 2.5 bathroom, and I only got 1 ass that live in this house. But let me tell y'all something. The thing is that I have standards. There's certain things I want out of life. And I told God when I got a divorce that just don't let me downgrade. I don't want to downgrade nothing. I love how I like living. You know what I mean? And I'll work hard for mine. You know what I mean? And so I just thank God because, I mean, this big house, beautiful house. And I just, like for the last week and a half, I promise you, I've just been sitting in the driveway, just staring at this house. Like I was just trying to figure out where I was going last week. And now, you know what I mean? When I say beautiful house, and my dogs are right here on the floor. I didn't even have to take them to the Humane Society. I got my babies right here with me. You know what I mean? You got to unplug. You got to unplug. This year was my first time that I've actually literally unplugged and just had to rewire. And the thing was, and I hate to say this, was I've been backed into a corner, or else I never would have took the steps. In 2020, don't allow life to back you into a corner and where you're forced to learn how to unplug and rewire. And dang, if I would have just started, you know what I mean? If I would have, you know what I mean? If I would have been doing this stuff before, I could have been, and I try not to beat myself up about it, but it's like, I've been had a dream. I've been had goals. Most of y'all know, I've been trying to be on the grind. You know what I mean? But had I let go of religion a long time ago, and I not God. I didn't let go of God. I didn't let go of my spirituality. I let go of people's limitations on me. I let go of, because I didn't tell a lot of people what I had going on, but the few people that I did talk to was telling me not to get this house, not to get the car that I got. You got to get you a little raggedy. You know, when you get your house, get you a little, and I'm like, do you know how much money I'm about to be making in 2020? I got the offer letters to prove it. I ain't got to settle for no shack if I don't want to. For God to show me the grace that he's shown me, I'm not settling for nothing. Me and God already had this conversation. I don't want to settle. Please don't make me downgrade not of nothing. If anything, we upgrading around here. When they say don't allow people to put their limitations on you, do not allow people to put their limitations on you. Anybody want to come visit? Guess what? I got an extra room. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't allow people to put their expectations on you. And so anyway, I got down here to Florida in September, and I'm not from here. I've never been to Florida. I lied. I've been to Jacksonville when I went to go visit my in-laws, but I never ever been to Tampa. You know what I mean? I know like one or two people here, a couple military folks, but we don't really connect or talk like that. But my energy is not used to this place. Tampa hadn't connected with me. The universe, you know what I mean? It was like I was here, but I'm just here. And I wasn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't connected with the environment or anything like that. So that meant that a shift needed to happen. Things needed to settle. Things needed to, you know what I mean? I needed to get, the energy had to flow properly. So I had to go through some things. And God said, okay, you went to a house and you was moving off of anxiety instead of letting me get you established before you got to Florida. So now you got to lose that house. You know, that car costs too much, so you need to lose that car, and we're going to get you into something cheaper, and then I'm going to get you into the house that you want, because let me tell you something. When you feel good, when you live in comfortably, but you got to work for it. When you feel good and you live in comfortably, you can operate in happiness. You can operate in the things that you want a lot better. All right. So coming into a house that's brand new. I've lived in a house. My house wasn't brand new when I bought it. You know what I mean? The house in Arkansas, but it was still beautiful, and it was clean and all that good stuff. So I was in love with my house. But the house that I moved into when I moved down here to Florida, like I literally stayed in one room. One room. I didn't go in there. I didn't clean it. I didn't touch it. I didn't even open the door. The 2-3 months that I was, I did not go in there. That's how nasty it was. The pictures looked amazing, but when I got there, I was just like, And I think in that moment, God was reminding me, you told me that you didn't want to downgrade. You told me that you wanted, you know what I mean? And so he had to shift some things for me. And where it looked like things had gotten real bad, he was just doing a shift so I could be where I needed to be, so I could operate effectively. And so now I got these jobs in play so I can so I can get back on my bills, and I can invest in my business like I need to, because I'm like, I got this business. I got great idea. Everybody like, man, you talking about doing this, but it ain't launched yet. Why you waiting? I'm like, money. I don't got no money. Like, I need to get clients. I need that. But guess what? I'm getting a job now. You know what I mean? And I can do what I got to do to get my bills taken care of, to bounce back from the divorce that happened, you know what I mean, a while ago. And I can also fuel my business, put money in the bank, invest. I can do some things, you know what I mean? But that is because I unplugged in earlier 2019. I unplugged earlier this year, and I told God, I don't feel good in my heart. I don't feel good in my mind. And I feel distracted. I need something. I need something different. I don't know. Do you want me to do something else? Whatever it is. I wouldn't have asked those questions had I not been seeking. You know what I mean? I was seeking things. I started learning God for myself. I started understanding who I am as a woman. I started understanding who I am as a Black woman. I started understanding who I am as a Black woman to my community. I started understanding who I am as a spiritual woman, a spiritual Black woman to myself, to my community, to God, to the universe. And so now that I'm in tune with my purpose, I'm able to move the way that he wants me to. And if I wasn't fearless before, honey, 2020, the devil is in trouble. The devil is in trouble. All I had to do was just align myself. I just had to get in tune with myself. I just had to get in tune with God, so that way I can, you know what I mean? But I had to detach myself from some stuff. And so that's why last week and throughout the weekend, I just been, hey, y'all, unplug and rewire. I'm excited about it now, because I ain't had this kind of proof. You know what I mean? That's what needed to happen. I mean, I did, but it was like small stuff. And I'm like, man, nobody really they ain't gonna be as excited as I am about these little small things that God is doing. Like, God's been doing a whole lot of small work inside of me. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I can see myself growing. I can see you know what I mean? Friends that I've lost and even family that I've disconnected with. But it's just a matter of I got to keep my spirit in check. And I'm like, whoa, when you being intentional about keeping your spirit in check and keeping your mind focused and everything, and you start realizing that negative energy is coming this way, you like, whoa, why every time you come around, I get pissed off? Why every time I'm trying to think about some stuff and you call me, you throw me off? And then when I get off the phone, I can't even get back on track with what I was trying to do. All right, my comments is not, they ain't catching up. So I'm sorry if I missed out on all. I said I got 33 new comments and I missed out on all of it. I really, really am sorry. But anyway, you got to, when I'm telling you, you got to keep your mind sharp. You got to keep your heart sharp. You have to, so, you know, religion teaches us these things. What's messed us up is all the rules that's been put in place. So that way, you know what I mean? It's like they put all these rules in play to try to control you and keep you operating the way that you should, you know what I mean? The way that they want to. And it's like, but no, you can't. No, don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. That it kind of got to the point where you taking away my free will. Wait a minute. Now that dude got some free will now. You know what I mean? And any of us, and I'm sure God, just like any of us, I don't want nobody to put rules and regulations on you for you to love me. I don't. And God feel the same way. If somebody got to put rules and regulations on you for you to love and serve me, stay where you at. Stay where you at. Don't even listen. Don't come to my door. Don't call me. Stay where you at. If you can't just love, if you're free, I gave you free will to love me, and you can't love me naturally, and you prefer to stay over there, stay where you at. Stay where you at. Don't worry about it. I will bring miracles and everything else to everybody else's life, and you keep doing what you're doing. So I'm telling you, in 2020, don't miss your blessing. There's so many things out there that talks about how, and it makes sense. You don't want to die. Religion makes the word of God of no effect. Exactly. You got to know how to separate the two. Uncle Vince, I love the fact that we're able to connect, because my uncle, he's a very spiritual man, but definitely knows how to separate the two. You have to have the desire yourself. You have to have the passion in your heart. When you have the passion to serve and you have the love in your heart, it's going to pour naturally. It's going to pour naturally. And so at the end of the day, what I want you guys to do is I need y'all to detox. I get it. Christmas is coming and y'all probably going to have a big feast and everything like that. But from today up until Christmas, I need you to detox. Detox your mind, detox your spirit, detox your heart. And I'm talking about with food. I got some herbs for sale. If you got an herb man down the street, go to your herb man down the street. I don't care where you get it from. That's the whole point of me doing these conversations, because I really, truly, seriously want y'all to be well. But in order for y'all to be well, some of y'all got to grow through some stuff. I had to grow through some things in this quarter. My fourth quarter was rough. You hear me? Checks and balances had to happen though. And so now as I'm getting ready to flow into 2020, listen, Miss Houston is about to kill the game. Junkyard Fitness finna be on the map. It's about to go down. I can't tell y'all. I'm already first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, already mapped out. Like for real, already almost mapped out. I'm ready. I am so ready. It's not even funny. If God did not show himself real to me in the last couple of weeks, I don't care what none of y'all say. The man, listen. You better get your life right. You better get your life right. So anyway, all I'm saying is make sure that you have a belief system. I don't care what that is. It ain't my place to tell you what that is. I'm not going to judge you. I love you no matter what, but you need to get you a belief system. And I'm only saying that because you've got to have something to stand on. You got to have something to stand on, and you got to have something that's going to hold you accountable. Yeah, don't be afraid to step out on faith. And that's why you got to make sure that your energy is good, that your frequency is good, the frequency of your energy is staying up and everything like that, because as long as you're doing that, you can stay in tune with God and you stay in tune with yourself. Even on days that you don't feel like it, make sure that you get up and do something with yourself before you go out in public, because you want the world. Listen, none of y'all could tell what I was going through. My own baby sister even told me, she was like, you had all that going on? You can't tell. Like, you just be getting, hey, how you doing? Love you. That's me learning how to be like, God, you got it. Because I don't know what to do. You got it. Just tell me what you want me to do. And so I never would have, but I'm on my way to go do whatever it was I was finna do. I heard God loud and clear, because my spiritual channel was clean. Say, turn right here. Because I didn't look for this house. God guided me to this house. And I put that on everything I love. I was on my way looking for another house because I'm like, the eviction gonna be on my credit. I know I ain't gonna be able to get nothing nice. Let me try to find something on Craigslist and hope to God I don't get scammed. And I'm on my way to go look at something, and the Holy Spirit say, turn right. And I was in traffic, and I was like, I don't have patience for traffic. So I was kind of feeling like I was telling myself to So I sat there for a minute, and the Holy Spirit said, right here, turn right. You know, I did tell you not to be whispering to me, so I guess, you know, you want to yell at me, go and do what you do. But I turned out of nowhere, and I didn't know where I was going. Turned again, and I'm in a neighborhood that's got like probably 10 houses on this block, and a whole bunch of dirt piles going that way because they're building more houses. And I'm just like, oh, what's this? A whole community of houses that a company is about to rent out. I was like, huh. Well, I ain't got nothing else to do. Let me look. Another thing, let me tell y'all. Yeah, I think I mentioned this on another live thing that I was doing, but the paper wrap that I have is in rich neighborhoods. Yeah, I know I'm a dreamer. I am a dreamer, and I want more. I want bigger. I want stuff. Anyway, so every night I put this on everything that I love. Manifestation is real. Every night that I go and throw my newspapers, I look at every mansion. And as I throw the newspaper, I say, I'm going to have me one of them. Throw my newspaper. Matter of fact, I'm going to have that dough. Throw the newspaper. I like that color. I don't know why they got that like that. That's ugly. But see, what I would do is, what I'm going to do when I get mine is, you know what I mean? Throw the newspaper. I'm throwing it. I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, man, this is nice. This is beautiful. It just felt good just to even be driving. I wasn't hating. I was just like, oh, all these folks around here. And I just was manifesting. I'm going to have that. That's going to be me right there. You know what I mean? And so I think I spoke a big house. I didn't, this ain't a mansion. It's not a mansion. But I think I spoke the big house into, because I drove straight to it. And I wasn't even coming over here. I was not coming over here. I was approved in one day and moved in 2 days later before the sheriff could even knock on my door and say, get out. So I don't know what else to tell y'all. Now, Junkyard Fitness, for those of y'all that don't know, I got to get a little spiel. Life coach, plant-based nutritional coach, and personal trainer. So I don't just talk about fitness and nutrition. I want to help you get if you right now, what I'm talking about, you saying I'm plugged into way too many things and I don't know how to unplug. Hit me up. And we can talk about how to take those steps, because it took me some time. Unplugging that's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing, especially, man, look, listen, when you've been doing something for so long and that's what you used to, and sometimes a lot of the negative habits that we have, we don't even realize that we have. We don't realize that we speak negativity into our life just by some of the things that we say. I had a friend when I first started getting into this, girlfriend of mine, it seemed like every time I open my mouth, she would say, "Ooh, don't say that, because you speaking that into existence. Don't say that, because you," and it's like, dang, okay, I get it. And it's biblical. And it's scientific. It's biblical and it's scientific. If there are things that you want in this life, speak it into existence. Walk in that faith. Manifest that thing. Speak it. Make a vision board. They got apps now. I don't really care for the app thing. And they even talk about that. When you write out your goals and your dreams and everything, it's almost like your heart, your mind, and everything connects with that, because you're the feeling of the pen. You know what I mean? The spirit is moving in that. But when you allowing electronics to do everything. Electronics can't do everything for you. Some things you just need to be able to do just mind, body, soul. Connecting with the universe, connecting with the earth, connecting with everything. And just write that stuff down. Write it down. And just, you know what I mean? It's very, very important. Don't be afraid of the shift. If bad things are happening, stand still, stand still. And if you're not clear on what needs to happen, your thoughts will become your everyday life if not careful. Well, actually, no, your thoughts are your everyday life. It's just that, and I used to say this all the time, which is why I'm trying to be better. I had to turn this into a talk show to trick myself so that way I could talk to y'all more often. I'm saying a lot of things we spoke about manifesting in your life now. Praise God. Absolutely. Absolutely. Me too, Uncle Vince. That's why I was saying I see little things happening and I'm grateful for it. And I want to be transparent about sharing these things. You have to be on these journeys with me. It's not about me telling my business. I know some people are like, I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have. But why would you hold back the goodness of God? Why would you hold that stuff back? People need to hear this stuff. People need it. When I sit on YouTube and I be listening to certain people talk about how 1 minute they was this way, this morning I was listening to Steve Harvey talking about how he was sleeping in his car. This morning I was listening to Steve Harvey's testimony about how he was sleeping in a car and how he got tired of people running him off because the way that he would eat is he would pull over on the side of the road and he would fish in a pond, and then he would keep him a little grill with a little charcoal, and he would just sit on the side of the road and barbecue his fish and eat. That's how he ate. But sometimes the sheriffs would come by and they would run him off and be like, get out of here. Go on, get out of here. And then, you know what I mean? He would just have to be hungry because he ain't had nothing. And look at him now. You know what I mean? And so I'm now walking in that. You know what I'm saying? I see the elevation happening. So what better way? If you hear Steve Harvey do it, you might connect with it, you might not. But how much closer is your connection to believing that God is real if someone as close to me, to you, is telling you my testimony? You know what I'm saying? And so when you share your testimonies, people around you, they may not say nothing. They may not acknowledge you. They may not acknowledge what you said, but I promise you, they are touched. You are inspiring people in ways they might be too embarrassed to say something because they may feel like they need to share with you. They might start crying because what you're going through is what they're going through. I don't know how many of y'all out there going through what I'm going through right now, just come out of what I went through, about to go through what I'm going through, whatever the case may be. And if there is somebody out there going through, unplug right now. You need to, you have to, you don't have a choice. You need to unplug right now. And you need to rewire your mind right now. In this moment, it's detrimental. It's important. You need to unplug right now and figure out how to plug into the universe and plug into Christ. Take a step back, be quiet, and just listen, and just say, "I trust you. I trust you," and I'm just listening. Whatever it is you want, I'm moving. You just have to be willing to move. God already know what you want. It ain't on you to make the universe move. You can't. You too small. You're not that important. You're not that big. You can't. You got to let the universe do their job. This is the big world. You cannot shift the world on your own. You got to let the universe do it. All the universe asks you to do is to stay in light and love. Light and love gives. Light and love loves. Light and love is transparent. Light and love is honest. Light and love is everything beautiful. If you don't know how to do that, contact me and let's talk about because there's some stuff inside of you that you need to break through from, you need to be healed from, so you can start walking in light and love and you can connect with the universe and get them blessings. You don't want to go to your grave with your blessings locked up in a warehouse somewhere and you can't get to it. You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that. Right now, going into 2020, it's a warehouse with your name on it. It's a warehouse with your name on it. A whole warehouse full of blessings. And all you got to do is heal, unplug, rewire, and force yourself until you start believing in your heart that you're a good person. Until you start believing in your heart that you're an important person. You may think that your contribution to this world ain't all that ain't nobody gonna care. Trust me, somebody is waiting on you. Somebody is waiting on you. We all got a job to do. We all have a job to do. And I truly thank God. I truly, with everything in me, thank God. I don't want to do too much by giving y'all a tour of the house, but no, I'm not going to do it. But a sister is happy. A sister is happy. I had a major setback, but the girl is coming with that comeback. I just continue to follow me. Just continue to follow me. And one thing about it, when you When you learn the secrets of life, when you start learning the secrets to business, you learn everything that comes in your path. Share the information. Share the information. I'm sharing this stuff with y'all because it works and it's real. It works and it's real. But you have to be willing to step out on faith. Nah, girl, I can't. Look, hit me up on the thing, and I'll give you a tool. But that's all I'm saying. Be prepared for a shift. Be prepared for a shift. Be prepared for everything that you put out in the universe. It's gonna come back. But as long as you are strengthening your heart, strengthening your mind, and strengthening your spirit, when it comes back, you're gonna be like, okay, you got that. You right. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. So karma is real. Boomerang. You know what I mean? So make the shift now. We're not putting out no more bad vibes. Not in 2020. We're not putting out no more bad vibes. We're not putting out no more negative energy. And we staying away from bad vibes and bad energy. Some of y'all dating somebody that don't bring you nothing but bad vibes and bad energy. And if they are standing in the way of your blessing, if they are standing in the way of your business growing, friends, leech of family members, if they are standing in the way of your blessing. Natasha, the wellness coach, said it. Cut they ass off. Snip, snip, snip it. Or you can take that long spoon and push them all the way over there. Push them all the way over there. I catch y'all on the flip side. You know what I mean? Because you got people you'll push away, and when they wake up, that y'all can, you know what I mean? We can have something to talk about. I don't know how many times, like, you know what I mean? You got your mind focused on your business and evolving and growing and developing and everything. And then you got somebody that's on a whole nother conversation or having a whole nother, and it's just like, I really don't want to waste my brain molecules on this conversation. I'd rather call X, Y, and Z and figure out what I got to do about a business plan. I'd rather talk to so-and-so and see how they growing in their realty business, because I want to get my realty business off the flow. Like, time is money and money is time. I'm just saying, like, this is the time of the entrepreneur. This is the time of the entrepreneur. And my black folks, my black people, we winning. We winning. We're winning. Like more of us are getting on plant-based. More of us are cleansing. More of us are learning who we are. More of us are learning who, as a man, as a woman, as, you know what I mean? We're learning. We're growing. We're doing better. This right here is called melanin. It is our superpower. Feed it. Feed it. Watch your mind grow and develop and shoot for the stars in ways that you never thought. You connect with the universe in a different way. I hate to say it, if you ain't heard that before, it's the truth. We are human, but as black people, we connect differently. I didn't do it. I ain't the one that gave you the melanin. I'm just saying. So if you missing out on being great because you're not feeding it, you're not feeding that thing that gives you power, you're not feeding those things that cause you to you're in control of your destiny. It's the truth. You got to feed it. You got to feed your body so your spiritual channel is clean. I hope some of y'all are writing this stuff down. Feed your body so your spiritual channel is clean. Feed your body so your mind is clean, because your spirit and your mind, you cannot be in control of your emotions if your mind is all over the place. You cannot be in tune with your spirit if your mind is not focused and you're distracted by everything else around you. You got to keep that stuff in check. And so to learn those practices, to learn how to do that, you need to unplug and rewire. Plug into me. I am here for you. I am here for you. All right? I am here for you. It is a lot harder for me to learn how to, you know what I mean? Therapists and coaches and, you know what I mean? And I know you guys have heard it. We have a hard time walking in our own advice, I don't know how I meant to say that, but either way, it's easy for us to give y'all advice, and it's harder for us to walk in that. But I want to be transparent, so I'm learning how to walk in man, which is why I share my testimonies and what I got going on, what I'm doing. I share my setbacks and everything, because I want you guys to see that this stuff is real and it's possible. And I got to just talk to me. Just talk to me, and I can help you create a plan. I can help you create a plan. I have life coaching services, all right? Nutritional services. A lot of y'all can't talk to God because you full of it. You backed up. And if you backed up, your spiritual channel ain't clean. Detox. About to give me some pom-poms. Detox. Clean that body. Detox. Clean that mind. Detox. Sorry, I know I went a little too far. But anyway, so yeah, 4 things that I covered. Belief system, make sure that you have one. If you don't have one, figure it out. Start doing some research. Read about all the religions. Tap in. Go sit in some services and everything and see what best fits you, what gets you thriving. So make sure that you got a belief system. What's going to hold you accountable? What holds you accountable? I promise you a spirit is going to do that. Especially when you want something. When you don't want nothing out of life, ain't nothing going to hold you accountable. I can promise you that right now. If you ain't walking towards something, working on something, you ain't got nothing to hold. I don't have no kids. I'm not married or anything, but I have a love for people. So you all keep me accountable. I have a love for spirituality. I have a love for my future. I have a love for my business. You know what I mean? So I have all these things. I have so many things that are keeping me accountable. You know what I mean? That's making me say, okay, all right, God, I don't want to make no more mistakes. I can't make no mistakes. So guide me. Talk to me. You know what I mean? I don't care about that man over there. I don't care what he trying to do. You tell me what you want me to do. And I'm going to walk. Either he going to fall in line or he ain't. Either they going to fall in line or they ain't. But I'm with you here. All right? And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to do, is get somewhere and figure out what's holding you accountable. And if ain't nothing holding you accountable, why not? Why not? Because if ain't nothing holding you accountable, that means you ain't working toward nothing. Now, I know you don't want to be a waste of space on this earth, because let me tell you something. God going to knock you right out. You can't be a waste of space on this earth. You cannot be a waste of space on this earth. Hear me when I say, figure out what your purpose is. Your purpose is definitely going to keep you strong. It's going to give you strength. I identified my purpose this year. All right. That's why all the other years I was trying stuff. Not work. Try this. Not work. Try this. Not work. Tried it. But once I got into it, my spirit, my purpose came to me. And it was like, oh, got it. Cool. Let's go. You know what I mean? And it has made me hungry. It has made me hungry for knowledge. It has made me hungry for information and knowledge, the same thing. But it has made me hungry to want to walk right. It has made me hungry to want to be in tune. It made me hungry to want to connect with the right people. It's made me hungry to want to cut bad stuff out of my life. It's made me hungry to want to just do right and be right. So now that I know what my purpose is, I'm in line. And I want to stay that way. And I know it's going to be some things that's going to come in my path, going to try to knock me off my feet. There's some stuff that's going to come in my path that's going to distract me. Patrice! Hey, sissy! There's some things that's going to try to knock me off my game. It's a lot. It's going to happen. But as long as I continue to fuel myself every day, as long as I continue to do what I got to do to, you know what I mean, to eat right and be in spirituality and all those things, I know I'm going to be good. I know I'm going to be good. Now, my next elevation for growth, I'm nervous about what that's going to be, because I felt like this was about to take me out. Yeah, I thought I was through, for real. I was like, what am I going to tell everybody? I'm up here trying to tell everybody anything. You know what I mean? But that's accountability. That's accountability. What do I tell everybody else? Trust, have faith, be in good light, be in good spirit. So I continue to do that. And because I continue to do that, and I continue to keep my spirits high, and I continue to keep my energy high, God came through for me. He said, I hear your heart. I see your faithfulness. I see your loyalty, and I got you. And he caught me. He caught me right before my head was finna hit the concrete and crack wide open. He caught me. And I'm telling you, he'll catch you too. He will catch you. But you got to unplug. Faith without works is dead. You got to unplug, and you got to rewire. If you got to let go of religion, if you got to, you know what I mean, disconnect from bad relationships and friends and whatever the case may be, let that crap go. Let it go. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. At the end of the day, you are the one that's losing. Let it go. let it go. So anyway, I'm not gonna hold y'all. We've been on here for about an hour and 15 minutes. I don't think there's any questions because I didn't see nothing else. Nobody really, a lot of people shared a lot of love and gave me some advice. And I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all talking to me. If y'all don't hear nothing else that I say, pretty please, unplug and rewire. That I'm gonna be screaming it from the mountaintops for the next going into 2020. Unplug and rewire. Unplug because it ain't never too late. I don't care if we get into November next year. I'm still gonna be, hey, you need to unplug and rewire. And so that Patrice, you so silly. It is both of y'all on here, huh? I am excited to see you, girl. It's been a while since I talked to you. But anyway, yes, these are the things I'm talking. Belief system, accountability, stepping out on faith, knowing that the universe is going to shift in order to make things work out for your good. Please, please, please be intentional about putting yourself in the right position because 2020 is coming. It ain't slowing down. Time ain't slowing down for nobody. So if you don't listen, God gonna move you out the way. It's a whole lot of people. It's a whole lot of people around here that's like, God, I whatever you say. Oh, okay. Well, hey, a Shay. Come on, you finna come up here and sit with me. Let me go and put you in a grave, and I'm gonna put Lakeisha in your spot because you don't want to do nothing. Go on here. Come on, child. Come on, because you playing. Say it ain't so. Somebody tell me I'm lying. God will take your gift from you. I'm just saying. Thank you, Sissy Pooh. All right, y'all. So I'm finna shut it down. I appreciate y'all again. Thank you so much for listening to my testimony. I think I did pretty good. I shed like 2 tears. I did pretty good. So I appreciate y'all for listening to my testimony. I appreciate y'all for being very, very supportive of Junkyard Fitness. Definitely being supportive of the Junkyard Queen. I got more stuff coming out. I am so almost done. I'm not going to say that again because I keep telling you I'm almost done with it. But anyway, please reach out to me. Do not hesitate. I will make time for you. We got to schedule dates and time. You can't just call me out the blue because I am busy. But when you say, hey, I need to talk, I'm going to talk to you about when you're free so I can put time aside so that way that time can be focused on just you. But I got you. I love you. If you need anything, please let me know. I'm getting ready to come out with some programs. If you got fertility issues, if you got sexual issues, if you have intestinal issues, if you got whatever you got going on, listen, hit me up because I want you healthy and well. We got natural herbs and everything that's healing. All right. I got new products getting ready to come out. I got to solidify some things and I need to buy the herbs so that way I can make the herbs. But, like I said, we know that bag is coming. So anyway, I love y'all. Y'all have a great night. Tune in on Thursday, 7:00, where we talking about getting rid of that junk. Get rid of that junk. Get rid of negativity. Get rid of negative friends, negative relationships, that negative mindset. Unplug and rewire. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night and I will holler at you later.